congratulations, Mark, on making the Tour Championship.
Thank you.
Third time for you?
Third time, yes.
Third time?
Yeah.
And?
Yeah, I'm ready. I think been here before, and I don't think the nerves will go away, but it's always exciting to be at this event, and just happy to be back.
It definitely enhances the fact you had a good season. It's kind of a reward for playing well in the year.
Yeah, he had a really good start to the season, so happy to be here and happy to get the bye. So,
yeah, nice. And the bye's important. You know, I mean, one less match.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just statistics. One less match to win just gives you better odds, and everybody here can play, right? So, I'm happy that I've earned it, but I can't rely on the fact that I got a bye. I still got to go out there and play.
Yeah.
So
best. You played well in Calgary. You won the Autumn Open.
Yeah.
Second time you won the Autumn Open.
Second time.
Yeah.
10 years later.
10
years later. So, it was. I didn't really understand the moment when I did it when I was younger, and after years of playing it, getting the second opportunity to win, it meant so much more to me. I can't explain why, but I think just I didn't appreciate it the first time, and I really did appreciate it.
You're fairly young, seemed easy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
no big deal. I got lots of these. I can do this. I'll do this.
Had no idea I was playing legends of the game like Bruce Mortar and those guys at the time. I was just playing another bowler, right? And you find out after the fact that they were pretty good bowlers.
Well, and you realize 10 years later how tough it was to actually do what you did.
Yes, absolutely.
So how old were you when you won it the first time?
I would have been 22.
22.
Yeah. So then we had a COVID year off, so then I was 33.
Yeah.
Year, so.
There you go. Excellent.
Very cool.
Okay, and you won by 28 pins.
Peanuts.
So went right down to the end.
Yeah. There's Tyler and Bradley. They were pushing the whole 16s, and then Robert actually made a really strong push at the end.
Yes.
I had a really good start, and I was bowling okay, but he was bowling better. And every time I glanced back at the leaderboard with 5 games to go, 4 games, 3 games, 2 games, and thankfully, if there was one more game, he probably would have caught me. But just fortunate that way. He had a chance to win. Unfortunately, didn't work out for him in 10.
Yeah.
And, I feel for Robert on that.
So you're watching. Do you watch the score? The scores?
I glance at it.
You obviously knew where you were. I mean, when you have a good start like that, you know you're kind of leading. You're doing well,
you know you're there. And then, the last match, I didn't start super hot, but I was winning my match, and Damien, who was watching me in the following crowd, and he goes, "Robert's going, like, giddy up, like this bonus 50 isn't going to be enough."
It may not be enough.
Yeah, and sure enough, Robert, I think he threw a 320 or 330 and almost did end up catching me. So
wow.
Yeah, it was dramatic, but it's fun. I enjoy that kind of stuff. So
how did you qualify in the 40? So did you qualify fairly high to begin with?
No, I re-entered. I had to play twice. I put up a good score, enough to get in, 21 and change. Yeah. And then in the 16s, I did the same thing, 21 and change. So it went out an average 265 twice. Yeah. And then found another gear for the 16s and got to the 275-ish average. Yeah. So.
Do you find it's beneficial to bowl in the center you know so well?
Yeah, absolutely. Little quirks, right? With every lanes, you know, certain lanes might kick back, right? You know, for whatever reason, the dimensions are all the same, but maybe the lanes don't play the same, right? And having the home crowd there, right? And friends and family, and I manage Paradise, so everybody that's working there are colleagues, right? So it's a good support team when I am there, and a huge reason probably why I have been so successful there over the last 10 years.
It keeps you motivated, right? It keeps you trying, it keeps you bearing down, that type of thing. So, and they get excited when you're playing well.
Yes, very excited when you're playing well. It's, the autumn is a bit of a grind, but you can have a bad game here and there, and it's not this 3-game match play stuff. So it does. You got to find those ebbs and waves and not get too high. And
are there some cons to playing in your own center?
Sometimes. Obviously, I know the machine's right, and when a machine's not working properly, I know I have a good team to help support me to fix that, or the scoring system's not working, but in the back of my head I'm going, okay, I know what the problem is, somebody's got to go back there, you gotta, you know what I mean, you gotta fix the tension on this.
So it's a bit of a...
Yeah, a little bit.
Deflection.
A little bit,
yeah.
But it's just, like I said, I got a great support team,
yeah.
And yeah, I was really fortunate. If there was a big issue, I had somebody there to kind of take over it and allow me to focus on bowling.
Good for you. And how many years have you been bowling? Mark, you've been bowling since you were young? Or?
Yeah, I probably joined when I was 6 or 7, so I'm probably around just under 20 years now.
Your parents bowl?
My mom played in a Wednesday morning fun league.
Is that right?
Yeah. Dad never bowled. He was always working out of town, so my mom would go to the daycare or to the bowling alley, and I'd get put in the daycare upstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
And when her bowling was over, when I was 5 or 6, I get to go down and throw a couple balls.
Yeah.
And then got into YBC, and the rest is kind of history.
Did you have much success in YBC?
Not a ton. Lots of silvers at provincials. I kept losing out to this team from Heritage Lanes.
Really? Those buggers.
They were pretty good. Paul and Kent and all those boys, and Peter and them. So at the very end of YBC, I was fortunate to make a senior singles nationals. I think I came 4th or 5th at the nationals, but it was finally nice to break through, and that kind of made me a lifer, and
a good experience.
Helped transition into the adult bowling scene.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. Obviously, proudest moment of the year was, winning Calgary.
Calgary. I was overwhelmed with emotions, right? It was tears of happiness, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long time, and I'm always kind of in the tour, but I've never really won anything recently, and you just, the vindication, it kind of sounds a little grubby, but it feels good to finally push through and.
Well, and then it says something about you, right? That, okay, I can do it. Anyone, and I mean, I don't want to say this, anyone can win one once.
Yes.
But it does help knowing you've been able to do it, even if it is 10 years later.
You put a lot of hours on the lanes, right? And I got one C5 gold back in again in 2021, so it was a 10-year drought where I'm good, and I'm not seeing that finish line, so it was good to finally have that.
Yeah. You enjoy the team events?
Love them.
Yeah.
They're my favorite. I put the Open Provincials as my favorite. Just the grind with the team and the camaraderie on and off the lanes with opponents. And everybody involved. It's Alberta does a really good job with their Open Provincials, and I always get excited when the trials come.
Yeah.
It's, you want to be there. You want to be on that team. You want to go to the provincials. And it's fun going to nationals. It doesn't happen very often for Calgary.
It's getting tough in this province for sure.
But
maybe with the switch in the.
But definitely love the team events. I've been fortunate enough to win singles and team. When you win as a team, you go out as a team. When you win as a single, kind of give yourself a pat on the back and the family or whatever. But that's kind of it. So
again, family. Melinda, you've got a support.
Yeah, I got a great support team on Melinda's side, right? Her dad, my father-in-law Paul, and Annette, Bruno, and now we got the little guy Caleb. Yeah. So 2.5 years old. So can't wait to get him into bowling and everything. I want him to try everything. So it's an exciting time in my life.
I know with our kids, especially our son. I mean, we felt, did you want to bowl? And he didn't really want to bowl. We felt there was a certain amount of expectation because both Bev and I bowled that there would be on him, and so we never pushed. We asked him every year, do you want to bowl? Do you want to bowl? And he never wanted to bowl, and then it wasn't until we got the lanes, and then he just started bowling, and then he just started bowling all the time that he started enjoying it.
Yeah, that's
but so you don't want to push your kids into it, but you want to give them that opportunity.
Expose it to them and say, hey, this is what it is. This is the benefits of it, and there's a lot of benefits from playing 5-pin bowling.
Yeah, right on. Do you, again, you're more of a finesse player? The players on the tour now generally are throw the ball pretty hard.
Yeah.
Lots of lift, that type of thing. Do you?
I'd say I'm kind of a tweener. I roll it, obviously, or I try to roll it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not throwing to put the ball through the back of the mat. I'm watching the way the ball is deflecting off the pins. So I've actually, a lot of guys will throw harder when they're struggling. I'm almost the opposite. I will actually dial it back depending on the pin reaction.
Right.
But it's just a finesse bowler. I want to bowl a long time.
Yeah.
Right. I want to bowl into my 40s and 50s, and throwing 100 miles an hour is fun when you're young, but it's going to get harder, right? So and I'm just starting to feel the aches, mid 30s, right? So it's starting to come, but nothing hurts. Very fortunate where I can play a long event, and the next day I could bowl again. Yeah,
right? And that's what we're talking about is these events. I mean, they start on Thursday and they go right through till Sunday. There's, you've got Baker styles, you've got, other, some have like invitational events. So you're in the centers a long time. You're bowling a lot, and if you have to try and qualify more than one or potentially two shifts type thing, you're bowling a lot. I mean, it's physically demanding. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fortunate to make 3 of the cuts, and 2 of them I had to re-enter. Yeah. Right, and then once you get to Sunday, you go as deep as possible. But they can be very long.
Yeah. Well, and we're fortunate in Alberta because 3 of the events are fairly close for us.
Very close. Yeah, really lucky with Heritage Lanes, Heritage Traditional, the Sherwood Parks, TPC. Didn't make it out to Winnipeg, unfortunately, this year. I know they put on a great event. It's just time constrictions and that sort of thing. But was able to make it out to Regina. And, it's always good times. So all these guys do a great job. I was fortunate to go to Winnipeg 2 years ago, and the proprietor at St. James and the family there do a great job.
Yeah, and we are blessed. We have good proprietors.
Yes. Great proprietors.
Yeah. I mean, you guys hosted the Autumn Open for many years. Yeah. I mean, the amount of work that goes into it.
Yep.
It's...
and the money that's going in is going back to the bowlers. So there is that aspect of it. But it's, you do it for the bowlers, you do it for the love of the game.
Yeah. And that's what they feel, right? They've done a lot for the game, and they want to give something back. A lot out of it.
Yeah, I hope so, right? We understand it's a business. We don't go into business not to make a buck, but there is a little bit of give and take. Yeah, for sure. So your match, Matthew Harms.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of bowling Matt at TPC. I was fortunate to beat him on the A-side 32s. I tied for the very last spot in Regina against him. It was a 1-game roll-off, and I was fortunate enough to snake him again. Yeah. So I know Matt is coming for blood, and I am going to have to be on my game because once lucky, twice that saying, right? I know bowlers know we're competitive people, and we don't like losing, especially to the same person over and over. So we just saw Matt have a tremendous game. I expect nothing different from him in our match. So
you're going to try and do as best you can, execute.
You can only do what you can, right? Ball in hand. Yeah.
Pins game format.
Pins game format. There's no real defense in bowling, right? You just if you're struggling, you try to make your pins, you make your spares. I'm fairly good at my spares, being a finesse player, I guess. So I do rely on that a lot. Might not throw as many strikes as Matt, but hopefully I can whittle out some frames here and there with pinning. Yeah, it's you're not going to have an easy match. No, there isn't any one person here that's going to give you an easy match. Talented. At any given time, any one of those players can run 6 in a row at you and that type of thing, and you just want to stay in the moment. As best you can. Absolutely, yeah. We saw that with Matt's match, right? If somebody starts 6 from the gun, it is what it is. You tip your cap, shake their hand, and wish them
I'm sure glad it wasn't me. Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, Greg.
Good luck
Appreciate
today, and good luck next year.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate
Hopefully you
everything.
can congratulations, Matthew, on winning your first match.
Thank you.
So, perfect start, right?
Essentially, for the first 6 frames, yeah, it's great to get off to that nice hot start, and
Yeah.
unfortunately for Dwayne, he just couldn't seem to find it, just punching a little bit too much, and just wasn't quite the match for the start I had. And
When you were warming up, were you throwing well? Did you feel confident as soon as the game started that you were
actually,
in the right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was throwing really well in warm up too. Like it felt really good. And
Yeah. That always scares me. When I'm bowling so good in warm up, I'm thinking, okay, this is almost too easy.
yeah,
But you just said, you know what? I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing.
yeah. I was also kind of more mentally prepared too because I knew the match I was playing. So Dwayne
Yeah.
is a very good competitor too, and
Yeah.
I just kept expecting to just run off a 4-bagger at any point because I know he will do that.
Yeah.
So I just kind of just kept going. And
Right on. Okay, so your next match, Mark Miller.
yeah,
So the number 2 seed. Have you had any match experience against Mark?
actually the Regina Classic, we both tied for the 40th and 41st spot. So
Oh,
for this, we actually had to have a roll off to get into the cut line.
yeah.
So
And
he got me there, but so
Okay.
he's
So
looking for a little revenge.
it's not like bowlers aren't going to remember that, right?
Yeah, no,
You
not at
remember
all.
your wins and your losses. We remember.
Yeah.
We seem to remember our losses more than we remember our wins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do believe we have played a couple times before in previous tournaments. I think I
Yeah.
couldn't remember the results, but
Yeah. But that one sticks out.
yeah, it's just the most memorable because I missed the cut by 0.
Right. And that's a big deal. I
Yeah.
mean, making the cut, because this is your opportunity to advance. That's probably a tougher match
Yeah.
than like a lot of things, because that's you're either going home with nothing or you're in the potential to win
Yeah.
it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be a tough match to play, and I mean now you can go out there and avenge that match if possible. So
Hopefully.
yeah, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Keep going.